Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to another incredible game of StarCraft 2. This one features two of the world's best players. We have OGSMC as the red Protoss down on the bottom spawn of MLG Metalopolis, and his opponent today is going to be MorroW, the Swedish Terran-turned-Zerg player. And he's been Zerg for so long now, and been doing so well as a Zerg player, playing in the TSL3, getting invited to all sorts of things like the GOM TV Korea versus the World Showmatch series. He got to play in that as well. MC may have gained a little bit of information on him at that event, but he used to be a Reaper abuser, you know? He used to win tournaments like the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge by building 5 racks and nothing but Reapers and killing Idra, but now he feels Idra's pain. He is a Zerg player now. Idra actually recently tweeted something like, "I feel bad for MorroW," because he was watching a tournament game of MorroW's and felt that there was nothing he could really do as a Zerg player to stop the loss from happening. But MC gonna check this close flying position after dropping a pylon in his base. There are no close running positions available. It is MLG Metalopolis, and basically all that means is they've removed the possibility of spawning at a close running position from your opponent. So both of these players should be aware of that fact. MC did check the close flying positions first, and since MLG Metalopolis is essentially a 3-player map, he knows exactly where MorroW is going to be when he gets up this ramp. Looks like MorroW is going to be dropping an Extractor and then Pool. Of course, this is a Speedling build. This allows the Zerg player to get 100 gas right as that spawning pool finishes, and then put those 3 drones back on minerals to crank out a bunch of lings, get some queens going, get a natural hatchery up, spine crawlers if needed, all that great stuff. MC going to try and be a little annoying here, taking some jabs at some drones, but of course they do have their defensive claws to be able to prevent anything terrible from happening to their allies. So MorroW just sort of bouncing off the minerals, taking a jab at that probe, trying to get him out of his hair. And MorroW will have enough minerals here soon for a proxy hatch, or not a proxy hatch, sorry, just a natural hatchery. And he's going to hit 100 gas here soon as well, right as the spawning pool finishes, so he should see him pull those drones, back off, maybe drop a hatch. Here he does have a drone actually headed down the ramp. MC does get an eye on it, but is he going to go drop a natural hatchery? No, he's actually going to go with this drone and scout out MC for the first time this game. If we take MorroW vision, we see he has not dealt with the close running position at all. Like I said, it's not even really possible, so he did just send that Overlord on a very normal path to the close flying position, and now sending that drone over there as well. And we see no more drones on gas. Zergling speed has been started. MC still just lingering around, wants to block this hatch with his probe or a pylon if it comes down to it, but of course MorroW, with that Speedling build, already has a couple of lings out to prevent that probe from delaying this hatchery at all. MorroW finally got his drone inside of MC's base. He's going to take a quick look around, see those 2 gas. He's going to see this pylon back here, but no real inclination on how many gateways he's going to be getting, what sort of tech he's going to switch to next. After the Cybernetics core is done, it's kind of a crapshoot. They could go, you know, fast Twilight Council, fast Robo, fast Stargate MC. Very, very good at all different strategies, and Zerg is actually not doing so hot against Protoss recently, just basically due to force fields in the early game. So if MC did a fast 4-gate, it could be quite hard for MorroW to deal with. And we see gateways number 2 and 3 coming down here. This drone sees everything. MC obviously is aware of that, so we'll see if he actually cancels either of these, or if he's just like, nah, I'll go kill him. I don't care that he saw it or not. I mean, I'll just out-micro him and win the game. So let's see how that actually works out for him. MorroW does have his hatch, obviously, about to finish over here. Queen number 2 already done, headed down the ramp. No additional tech just yet. Probably going to be seeing a lair next, if I had to guess, and get that Baneling nest up while the lair is morphing. Then eventually, perhaps some Mutalisks. Baneling Muta, good against Terran. Not as good against Protoss, but still a viable strategy if you can get your Mutalisks in some good use. So MC still hasn't actually done anything since dropping those gateways. He does have a lot of minerals saved up now, though, and we do see him going to go ahead and expand here at his natural, and he's moving out with 3 sentries and a zealot. No, actually just bouncing out to see if any Zerglings were trying to contain him, and actually MorroW does have a Zergling running in here from the right side, and it gets zapped down incredibly quickly. MorroW keeping an Overlord off the side here, just in case a Warp Prism were to ever sort of start floating around the map. He might be able to catch that, or some Phoenixes, anything like that. Also, he can use this Overlord later on, of course, as a sacrifice and get in there and see everything that his opponent is doing. And actually, a good timing for that would be pretty soon, as this is the time that we're going to see some additional tech go down, see the Stargate come along to sort of supplement the ground forces that he's already going to have. Check this out. So far, he's built basically nothing but sentries, and force fields have been a huge part of the Protoss versus Zerg headache recently. Roach Warren did come up, so I was wrong about the lair into Baneling Nest. We do have a couple of spine crawlers coming up as well. MorroW did see those 3 gates. He does not know about the Stargate just yet, but I'm sure he will once the Phoenix starts murdering all of his overlords. But second gas coming up right now. Is he getting a third or fourth? Nope. Nope, there's the third gas. So it looks like roaches are going to be a sort of a large investment. Once this lair gets completed, he'll probably end up getting both of these roach upgrades that can be quite good against 6 gate, which MC's not doing, but MorroW doesn't know that he's not doing it, so always good to be prepared. If he gets that burrowed roach, we'll see for sure that he was planning to use that to combat this huge sentry count. MC looks like he wants to take a third base here eventually, moving that probe over into position already. Might be saving up right now that 400 minerals. No, actually looks like he's going to change his mind. Chronoboost going down on some probes. Let's just check the harvester count out of curiosity. 37 probes now, 38 probes for MC, 57 for MorroW. So MorroW does have quite an advantage off of only 2 hatches, but he's going to need some units here soon. MC looking like he's just bouncing around the map a little bit, trying to scare MorroW. He did kill a Zergling there at his natural. There's a Void Ray out, but it actually did not kill this Overlord. I'm not sure if MorroW saw it or not, but he's not getting any additional anti-air right now. No Queens building, no Spore Crawlers, just mass Roach. And if any of you are fans of the TSL-3, you might know that roaches actually do pretty well against heavy air builds. Unfortunately, MC isn't doing a heavy air build. He's just using it as sort of a complement to his many sentry stalkers and zealots. MorroW with some great creep spread already, connecting this creep all the way over to his third before he even drops that hatch, so that's going to be nice for some defensive maneuvers later on if MC does, in fact, attack him first. Back in MC's base, still just making a couple of Phoenixes, still has not run into that Overlord yet with any of his air units, or of course it still wouldn't be alive. Hatchery being focused down now by this fully charged Void Ray with its awesome laser beam of death, and 3 Phoenixes just circling around, waiting for a Queen, waiting for some Hydralisks, waiting for something to shoot. Now we see Burrow and Tunneling Claws coming along for MorroW, so he is actually going to invest in that even after seeing all the Phoenixes and the Void Ray. A couple of Spore Crawlers going down, I'm sure, at the natural and the main. A couple of Queens coming in here now. Of course, they're going to be lifted up and focused down. This Void Ray is still fully charged, but will MorroW be able to actually save this hatch? I don't think it's likely. You might want to just cancel that, because there's no way that these 3 Queens are going to be able to kill off all of these air forces here. 8 Hydralisks on the way now, but the Void Ray is just going back to work now on this third hatch. We'll have to see if MorroW cancels it or not. I'm just going to watch his mineral count and see if it actually dies or if it gets canceled. Spore Crawler trying to get in position. Of course, it's not going to get there fast enough. I can't believe he switched the focus onto the Spore Crawler. Instead of getting that free hatch kill, he could just fly the Void Ray off to the other side of the hatch, and the Spore Crawler would not be in range anymore. However, he does kill the Spore Crawler, and it looks like he's going to get the hatch as well. So MorroW not getting the cancel there. The Hydras were too late to save the hatch by about 2 seconds, but these Phoenixes basically, they just ran their escort duty for that Void Ray long enough to kill the hatch and then escaped. Someone just pinged the map. Yes, OGS MC is actually taking an expansion right here, so he'll be on 3 bases shortly. MorroW having to rebuild his own hatch. MC has been chrono-boosting out probes 2 at a time this entire time. 63 now harvesters for MorroW, 57 for MC. You can see the little spikes on these roach heads means Tunneling Claws and Burrow are available now. Well, actually it just means they have Tunneling Claws. It doesn't mean that they have Burrow. Unfortunately, you never see roaches with just Tunneling Claws, because that would be incredibly useless. MC has some useless Phoenixes just hanging out here, gathering up some energy, waiting to be useful again. I don't think he's going to be building anything else out of that Stargate. He is instead adding on 3 more gateways and a robotics bay, so switching to Colossi here shortly, I'm sure. Along with those 6 gateways, should be quite a tough unit composition to deal with. He's already got +1 weapon upgrades on his ground units, and of course the Colossi will benefit from that as well. MC just hanging around by his third, making sure MorroW doesn't send in a million lings or roaches or anything like that. And actually MorroW just got eyes on this army. They have their 1-0 upgrades. MorroW is actually expanding again over here at the left side natural, so he's going to try and get up on 4 bases. Not sure what MC knows about and what he doesn't. Let's go ahead and take MC vision. Yeah, he did not see that second hatchery rebuild at the third. He is going to see a lot of overlords moving right now. Of course they're empty. MC doesn't know that, so he is actually going to get some free overlord kills until these hydralisks arrive. Kind of an interesting move there by MorroW. He did actually supply block himself. Do they have the Ventral Sacs upgrade? No, since the load button is actually grayed out, he does not have that Ventral Sac upgrade. Instead, he is just bringing the overlords along to form a creep highway so that any reinforcements he builds will arrive much faster. Check this out, MC doing a nice little wall off with these 2 gateways. Of course, he is just going to cancel both of them, but it did buy him enough time to actually get into position with his Colossus, which is going to be focused down by these roaches and hydras as fast as it possibly can. Force fields going down everywhere. The roaches could escape if MorroW was actually microing them. Instead, a lot of them do go down. Phoenix is coming in over here, lifting up some hydralisks, helping out this ground army, and MC suddenly has a supply lead, 137 to 118. MorroW did have 1-0 upgrades as well, but MC about to have 1-1 and extended thermal lances and another Colossus coming out here. Looks to be in pretty good shape. If we just look at army value alone, MC is way in the lead. Let's use one of those new features here. Army supply there. Worker supply, 83 for MorroW, 60 for MC, but that army supply way in MC's favor at this point. So let's go ahead and get rid of that huge ugly graphic. If it was a little bit smaller, I would use it more, but it takes up so much of the screen. Overlord's still being absolutely murdered by these 1-1 stalkers. MC just says, you know what, I just got a huge trade-off there. I'm just going to let my sentries regenerate some energy, hang out here. I've got a Phoenix floating over his 4th base, so maybe I'll go kill that, kill the 3rd, and then MorroW will basically be out of options. He didn't do any damage really to me over here. I lost a pylon and a couple of gateways that maybe I wasn't even going to use anyway. 9 roaches coming up now for MorroW, just another Colossus for MC. Someone pinging the map once again. I have no idea who actually was doing the pinging when these games were originally broadcast, but these are from the Stockholm Invitational, if I didn't say that already. And MC is starting to really move here now. He's got a forward pylon, he's got 6 gateways that he can do warpins with. MorroW might be in trouble. He does have a lot of roaches and hydras still here with 2-0 upgrades, but 1-1 for MC is going to be quite nice. He's got the extended thermal lances as well, so he can keep those Colossi at a safe distance. Of course, working in conjunction with 9 sentries, going to be able to drop force fields all over the place. I like this move by MC. He comes over here just to check if there's a hatch, moves in on the side, so perhaps trying to do a 2-pronged attack. Of course, we know that there's no hatchery there. MC didn't know that for sure, but now he does, and he can go attack that 4th base or help flank these units here on the left side. The Colossi and the force fields doing that combination like I talked about. MorroW trying to get some corruptors out. That one basically just exploded before it could do anything. These 2 Colossi still with full health here. If we just put up the health bars real quick, we see both armies still in pretty good shape, but MC actually just has such a huge number of units here in comparison to MorroW. And more force fields going down on the left side and the top side. MorroW has nowhere to go, even with that tunneling claw upgrade. The roaches would not survive. There are observers overhead. Here comes some more corruptors trying to take down the health on this top Colossus, but MorroW just GG's and leaves the game. You can see this poor corruptor with all sorts of pointy laser beams about to enter its face and destroy it for good, but MC is going to take game 1. This is a best-of-3 series, like I said, so now we can go into game 2 and see what happens next. Let's check that out up in the production tab. Also, 16 roaches coming for MorroW. Little bit too late. Those force fields really just ravaged him, and the Colossi doing their jobs. 13 kills between the 2 of them. Great play by MC. Very defensive-minded. Good timing on the attack. Everything went as planned. Now let's go into game 2.